Okay. Oh. Let's see. Tonight, I'm gonna have I'm gonna write a short story called Monster. Uh, One of the days I'm gonna try, and it's gonna be from different points of view, like one event from different points of view, in which I make the person whose point of view I'm writing the monster in that scene. So, for example, what the structure that I have here in chapter 2, which it's not a chapter, it's just the story is Monster, very original. The first scene is from the point of view of the woman. A woman is sending her son to her ex husband. She treats the kid very badly, then walks to her party. She has a party tonight. The kid followed her, and she puts the kid in a taxi, tells the taxi where to go, and kinda shakes the kid a little bit, tells him not to follow her anymore, and then she starts walking to her party. Then the second scene is from the point of view of a thief. A man is desperate for money and sees a woman that has expensive jewelry. He follows her into a dark alley. Then the next point of view is a creature of the night. The creature is hunting for food, follows a man who enters a dark alley with a woman. He attacks the man and starts eating him while she watches, and then steps are heard. And then the final point of view, a priest enters the dark alley, kills the creature, checks on the man who is already dead, and the woman runs to him and he holds her, and we end up with like an insinuation that he is the final monster. Maybe not a creature, but a very bad person. And what I'm going to do is, I'm not gonna write the final thing today. I'm gonna write a little bit of each scene, try to flesh it out, and then I'll post the final story like in October, so that is thematic, like a full video of this story. I'll see how I do that. Okay. All right. Well, tonight I don't have multiple screens. I only have one. So I put the chat on the right. I cannot see the stream itself, even though it's like right here. If I go in there, it's gonna multiply it like in the beginning. But if anyone's watching, I'll be able to see whatever you write in the chat. Most likely nobody's watching, but we're still doing this. Alright, let's stop talking for a little bit and see what we can come up with. I think that's enough. So yeah, the idea is that she just treats the kid badly, and she's being a monster to her own son in this scene. Now we're gonna go to the thief, 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 thief. What's the word? Put here word for not suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. How is that? Tough guy? I don't think that's the correct way to say tough, but I'm gonna write it like that. And this is the moment that weight is gonna be the monster that's gonna be leaping onto him, making him fall into the floor. And the monster is gonna start attacking and eating him. Again, I say this every time, but this is all a work in progress. You have to allow, and this is doing a lot of things, but I'm still gonna edit it again. You have to allow whatever you're writing to be bad in order to let it be good. There you go. Because you can fix something that is bad, but you cannot fix something that doesn't exist. So if you don't write, then you can't improve it. So allow yourself to be bad, just like I'm doing right now. Because this is not a work of art. This is just something I came up with a couple of hours ago. And I thought, that would be cool. And I made that little, I don't know if I'm pointing here or pointing here. Somewhere there's an image. I drew that monster face in my phone, literally in the Notes app. Just drew that and then went to Canva and put monster and then my pen name at the bottom. And that was the first step of the inspiration. And then I started thinking what type of story I wanted to tell, what was interesting at the moment. And I wanted to touch on this. The monster also depends on the point of view, who is being attacked, basically who is the victim, or how the story is told. So I wanted to create layers, and I came up with this idea that the monster, the creature that's supposedly the monster, is not the only monster in the story. Like, that is too obvious to just have a monster, a creature that attacks, like, I don't know, like Jeepers Creeper or something like that, that it's a creature, boom, attacks you and kills you. Just how can people themselves become monsters to each other? So the mom is a monster to the kid, the thief is a monster to the lady, the creature is a monster to the thief, and then at the end, the priest is a monster again to the lady. So I don't know if I have to give the creature a name. I'm gonna try not to. See how that goes. how that goes. Okay. I'm trying to make this just very simple, very short, easy to follow. One one sitting, you can read it all, understand everything that's happening, and get the message. Okay, let's try to finish this. This is supposed to be the shortest part, so how do you say that the crucifix? Yeah, I think that's enough to say what he was going to do after that. We don't have to expand. Okay. Well, that's it. Oh, well, I'll see what I do with this in October. See if I can rewrite it, edit it, and make it into a cohesive story, and then make a video out of this. If you're watching, I do this, so I'll try to keep doing this. Live streams in which I write the first draft of short stories, and then eventually I edit the stories and then make a full video and upload it into the channel uh, as a complete story. I'm not great at editing videos, and I'm learning how to write, but and it's not always these types of stories. For example, let's go to the outline. You can see here Emperor Vader Part 2. This is a fan fiction of what if uh, Vader didn't die after killing Palpatine, and he decided that instead of being good, he was gonna be the new Emperor. In the first part, he tried to convince Luke and continue a little bit of the fight with Luke after throwing Palpatine off, but Luke uh, fled. And now in this one, I'm gonna see what I do. Uh, but it's like that. Fan fiction, short stories, uh, things that are not my main books ideas. I have another manuscript in which I'm writing the actual book that I want to write. I think the last stream I shared some of the things that I was going to do with that. So I might throw a little bit of a little bit of the journey of me writing a book and learning how to develop a complete story of fantasy. And then if eventually I finish the book, then I'll also share my experience on how to learn how to edit, how to find better readers, how to publish it in the entire journey. I hope that eventually I can capture all of it in this channel, along with making shorts or videos about uh, stories that I like. If you see my shorts, the short videos, I share a lot also about characters that I like, or superheroes, or heroes in general in every story. Uh, Not just superheroes, but just anything that has to do with a story with a hero on it. I share my opinions. I'll try to do some book reviews also. I think that the first official book review is gonna be Mistborn. Uh, it is fitting, in my opinion, that that will be the first official book review because, after all, the name of the channel is inspired by book 3 of Mistborn, Hero of Ages, and the channel is Hero of Pages. So, uh, eventually, I'll do that, a review for each book, and then a review for the series, and I'll continue doing that. Obviously, work gets in the way, adult life gets in the way of editing and live streaming and all that, but I'll try to share whatever I can, and I'll try to continue doing these weekly streams in which I share my journey and my interests, and maybe you join in and we can chat and see where this goes. So if you're watching this in the future, give everything else a look. Tell me what you think, and I'll see you next week. Bye.